Hey, greetings everybody. I'm Steve Wariner, and we welcome you to a Wariner Wednesday here out at Twangor-La. That's my studio. I call it Twangor-La. And Dwayne Eddy would probably like that, wouldn't he? But glad you guys are with us. Kind of a new territory for me. We're doing something a little bit different here. I think this whole world is new to everybody right now. It's a new normal, I guess, or for the moment anyway. But we hope you guys are doing well. We hope your families are fine, and our hearts go out to the ones that aren't, and we're thinking about you guys. It's, as I said to someone earlier, I've had so many comments on social media thanking me and thanking artists for doing these kind of things and playing live streaming and so forth, and that we're really doing something for you guys. Well, it's really the other way around, I feel like, because this is so much therapy for me. I got to be honest on a personal note with all that's going on. And, in Nashville, Middle Tennessee, of course, was affected just a couple weeks ago by the terrible tornadoes that came through. And we have so many friends that were affected that way, so our hearts go out to them. And thanks to the responders, first responders, and also, all the volunteers. This is the volunteer state, Tennessee, so a lot of volunteering and a lot of good stuff going on. So anyway, we're going to keep it positive. I'm going to do some old Steve Wariner songs and talk about my buddy Kenny Rogers just for a moment. We sure miss Kenny already. He was a dear friend, and our hearts go out to his family. And on a lighter note, my thoughts and prayers go out to the guy that told his wife not long ago that honey, I'm going to get around to those chores when I have some free time. So my heart goes out to those guys, because that's what we have now is free time. I think I've written about 5 songs in the past week or so, and I've also done some paintings. I've really been studying some art and doing that. That's one of my hobbies, as you may or may not know, but I love to paint. And I think maybe on the next version of this, maybe next week, I might take you out or maybe show you some of my paintings I'm working on. I got a couple that I'm just wrapping up and finishing, so I may show you some artwork. And we have some requests that are going to be coming up in a little bit. I'm going to answer some questions for you guys and talk about me and my career, my guitar playing, so forth. And in the meantime, we've had a bazillion requests for this song, so I really need to do this one. Couple of days isn't a very long time. Why can't I just walk away? I used to be good at goodbye. Out on the water, under the stars, I let the moonlight play a trick on my heart. You had some fun for the weekend, but I'll be in love for the rest of my life. You took me out to the deep end, and I fell right over. I didn't think twice. I finally got something worth keeping. And if I can't have you tonight, at least I had the weekend. Ooh. The radio plays the sound of the waves rolling in. The spill of the night, it sure can get under your skin. And just for a moment, I held you too close. Now I'm all out of time and I don't want to let go. You had some fun for the weekend, but I'll be in love for the rest of my life. You took me out to the deep end, and I I fell right over, I didn't think twice. I finally got something worth keeping. And if I can't have you tonight, at least I had the weekend. How much can happen in a night or two? I guess it's all depending on your point of view. You had some fun for the weekend, girl, but I'll be in love for the rest of my life. You took me out to the deep end, and I fell right over, I didn't think twice. You had some fun for the weekend. Ooh. Bill Bounty and Becky Foster wrote that song for me, and my buddy Randy Hart. Thank you, Randy, for pitching me that song. I remember he came on the bus. He was playing piano for me at the time on tour, and he brought that song in and knocked me out. So we put a hold on that and cut it. So hey, well, I think maybe we should, Karen. Let's take a couple questions if you got some here. We'll jump into maybe talking to some folks if you want to. Yeah, here I got some stuff here that I wrote out today. We got stuff on the screen too, but Richard Carroll asked me, Richard Carroll asked me, what's your best magic trick? Well, he must know that I love magic. I used to do a lot of close-up magic. My friend Rudy Uribe and George Lund got me into it, Chez Road Manager, and Lou Potter, and Kevin King, my buddy Kevin. But I don't know, I love the Invisible Deck. It's called the Invisible Deck. That might be my favorite. I love cards. I love close-up stuff. So that's probably my favorite, I would say. Or a three-card Monte, a version of a thing I do. My favorite neck pickup for a telly. Gosh, I don't know. I've got a telly that's just got a standard Fender, beautiful Fender pickup. I like those Lawler pickups too, you know. But he also asks what's my favorite Jerry Reed lick. I think the best Jerry Reed lick of all is the one that Glenn Campbell, and he admittedly said that. Glenn used it in Southern Nights, and I used it in Baby I'm Yours, in the intro of Baby I'm Yours. It's a contrary motion lick of two notes, and it's Jerry Reed's lick, like an E, like a. I love that. I did it in Baby I'm Yours. I put it into like a shuffle beat, you know, and then Glenn put it in. And I love it that Glenn always gave Jerry credit on that. So there you go. That's a few questions, and we'll jump into some more in just a little bit. So yes.
So everybody in Noblesville, Indiana, where you're from, wants you to say hello to them.
Noblesville, Indiana. I'm saying hello to you guys. We have a note from some Noblesville folks. My family's there, Ken and Carol, and my sister Barb, and my nephews Greg and Brad, and little B-Rad, and all my relatives up there. Gosh, I love you guys. I hope everybody's quarantining well and doing okay and staying healthy. So, and all my Knob City mob, I call them. I hope those guys are all good. So, but anyway, this is fun for me. This is therapy and great for me. I love doing this. I'm glad you guys joined us tonight. And if you have some questions, I'll try to get to as many as I can. We have tons of them. And we're going to be doing this again next Wednesday night. And we'll get to some that I didn't get tonight. I'll get to those. So, and it's going to be on Instagram next. Remember that, though. Next Wednesday, it's going to be on Instagram. So I remember I was touring back in the 80s. I think it might have been 88 or something like that. I was touring with Reba McEntire. We toured coast to coast Canada, and then we did the same in the States too. We spent the whole year touring together, and I was opening shows for her. And I think it was 88, 89, and I love the Canada stuff. But I remember that I wrote this song. I came off, our set change was about 15 to 20 minutes every night. I had it timed down perfect. And I remember I came off the stage in Birmingham, Alabama, and I walked to the bus. And I sat down while they were doing the set change. I sat on the couch of the bus. And I picked up a guitar, and the capo was at 4, and I just picked it up and started going. And I remember writing this song before Reba started. I'd finished this song, so it might be the quickest thing, fastest writing thing I've ever done in my life. But I'll do it for you. And it was a #1 record for us. And I remember Rick Marotta played drums on this. It was so good. Excuse me for. Mark O'Connor played fiddle. You told me that you loved me. I believed every single word you said. You showed me that you didn't mean it, that you loved somebody else instead. I know you've got a right to find someone new. I've got a right to feel this way too. Where did I go wrong? Where did he go right? I know I'd won the battle if I'd known there was a fight. Well, I can't stand the thought of never holding you tight. Where did I go wrong? Did he go right? There was something all around us like I'd never felt before. I guess I should have seen the warnings, but I was busy coming back for more. I know you've got a right to change your mind. I've got a right to be losing mine. Where did I go wrong? Where did he go right? I know I'd won the battle if I'd known there was a fight. Well, I can't stand the thought of never holding you tight. Where did I go wrong? Did he go right? Where did I go wrong? Where did he go right? I know I'd won the battle if I'd known there was a fight. Well, I can't stand the thought of never holding you tight. Where did I go wrong? Did he go right? Well, tell me, where did I go wrong? Where did he go right? Baby, where did I go wrong? And where did he go right? Oh yeah. I'm going to switch guitars. I'm going to get this Gretsch. I'm mighty proud of this guitar. This guitar came out on the market this year. I think July, last July, I guess it was. It was in the stores. Started coming out at NAMM. But anyway, this is a model guitar for the Gretsch, my signature model that came out this year, and mighty proud of this thing. It's called the Nashville Gentleman. And my son Ryan helped design it, and my friend Jeff Sin, our friend Jeff Sin, was very instrumental, no pun intended, in helping develop this guitar. It took about 2 years, and Gretsch people have just been wonderful to work with, you know. And I knew they were going to toss me out on my ear a few times, but when I came up with some of the ideas that I wanted on this guitar, but they were wonderful, and they ever did. And it's I feel like it's a real player's kind of guitar. And we had some requests for. We didn't really. I hope this is going to sound great for you guys. I hope sonically be okay. But It's kind of off the cuff, but this is, you know, and I wouldn't be doing the Gretsch stuff at all probably without my connection and being such a close relationship with my buddy Chet Atkins. You know, I knew the Gretsch people really well through him, you know, and so he was one of my mentors and heroes for sure. And so anyway, I'll do you a little my little tip of the hat to my buddy Chet. Sailors know it will soothe your mind, smooth away your lines, set your clock back on your own time. And if you sail with me, we will find the sea, and we will find our love over again. Did you say down a little bit?
Yeah,
okay,
about
yeah,
10%.
you got it. Yep. You got it, you got it. I wrote a song kind of glorifying the guitar that Chet made famous, the 6120 model of a Gretsch, and I'll do just a little piece of that for you here. If I can remember it. There it is.
your friend Roger Kraft is on here, and he said
Oh.
he'd like to hear Life's Highway for his mom.
Oh, my buddy Roger Kraft from Noblesville, Indiana. Rog, I'm glad you're on. I'll certainly do that for you. If I don't mind, I'll do that in just a couple minutes. I'll do it, I promise you. For Dorothy, I'll do it.
We also have a listener from Africa.
Wow, that's great. That's a lot of cool people listening in tonight. We're so glad you are. Like the eyes in the subway station. It's 10 stories to my desk in the smoggy sky. But after 5, I'm headed home to heaven, to an easy world. There ain't nothing like the love of a small town girl. Hot coffee and the sound of her sweet voice calling. Country station on the kitchen radio. That's how I know there's still a little magic in this crazy world. There ain't nothing like the love of a small town girl. She makes love to me and real close to part harmony. She makes the city feel like walks in the cool country rain. No traffic and the sound of the street is quiet. Fifth Avenue is dressed in a foot of snow. Nowhere to go but underneath the covers, lovers while the snowflakes fall. There ain't nothing like the love of a small town girl. Oh, there ain't nothing like the love of a small town girl. Nothing like the love of a small town girl. Yeah. I was looking at one of the questions earlier that someone sent in. I wrote these out today. Jim Witter, our friend up in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Funny guy. He wrote, the other day I posted about changing some strings, and he goes, "Oh, you change your own strings." Okay. Thanks, Jim. Speaking of magic, Jim does magic, and he's a great songwriter as well as singer. Debbie Mingus Saunders, 24. What's your favorite? Who would you be rooting for in the NCAA? She asked, and that would be Kentucky. University of Kentucky is my team. So, although I was born in Indiana, it's kind of an Indiana-Kentucky rivalry. But the University of Kentucky is the answer to that. And she also asked what books am I reading at the moment? And normally I would say, well, not really any at the moment, but I just started a book by a friend of mine that wrote a book. His name is Walter Alvarez, and he's got a wonderful book out called The Improbable Journey, A Big History of the Universe and Ourselves. And it's really about space. He's a scientist, so it's all about space, and it's incredible. It's called An Improbable Journey by Walter Alvarez. So, any questions there, Karen? You got anything there for me?
Just request for every song you've ever sang in your
request
entire
for-
career.
We can do that if you got time. This is one, we'll do this. And Raj, I haven't forgot you on that. We're going to do that. My congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs, by the way, the NFL Super Bowl champs, Mahomes and the Chiefs, man. Tuning, sorry about that. 6 months out at sea, be coming home soon on leave. I think of her as I stand here on the deck. Stars light the sky like a Kansas City night. Reflections on the water take me back. Kansas City lights in my mind, they shine so bright. She's waiting there, I've been away too long. Kansas City lights, oh, shine for me tonight. Watch over her for me till I get home. No war is ever won, but mine's a job that must be done. It's just sometimes it feels like no one cares. The waves are calm tonight as I take my pen and write. You're always in my dreams and in my prayers. Kansas City lights in my mind, they shine so bright. She's waiting there, I've been away too long. Kansas City lights, oh, please shine for me tonight. Watch over her for me till I get home. I dream I feel the plane descending above the lights of Kansas City. And as the plane touches down, I see her standing there right now. Kansas City lights in my mind, they shine so bright. She's waiting there, I've been away too long. Kansas City lights, oh, please shine for me tonight. Watch over her for me till I get home. Yeah. Kansas City lights. Questions? Yeah. Let's do some more questions.
Someone wants to know I couldn't catch their name. It went by too fast. There's so many people on here.
That's good.
That they want to know how if you have any new music out over the last few years and any albums and how they can listen to them. And I would say probably streaming on iTunes Music. We
Yep.
have quite a few new albums.
Yeah,
so
we do.
you could talk about those.
I will. Yeah, thanks. What was it? Was it All Over the Map about a year and a half ago, maybe?
Yeah,
I
2017.
I did an album called All Over the Map. You should find that. I wrote a song with my Australian friend Ian Moss on there. It's a Girl Like You. I love that song. And hello to our friends down under too. By the way, hope you guys are all well. And my Tommy Emmanuel, another Australian buddy. We did a song. He and I and John Knowles did a song called CGP on there. It's kind of a inside story of all of us CGP guys. And let's see, gosh, I did something with Greg Martin, and I did one with Jack Pearson, and Ryan, my son Ryan, played with me. He wrote a song, really cool song called The Last Word that we recorded together. We've recorded a few things together, but this is really, really a cool thing. And oh gosh, it's got a lot of stuff on it, a lot of fun stuff. It is all over the map. I wrote a classical piece that I did on there, and it's stylistically it is all over the map. I'm working on something now that's very cool. Felix Cavallari from the Rascals. He's doing a new album. He is fantastic. I got to know him pretty well this past year, and we're writing a couple songs, and we have written a couple songs, and Mike Seaver's producing. He's an incredible guitarist and producer, and I played and sang on some of that stuff and wrote these two songs. Felix, my tip of the hat to you, my friend, and great to be on that project with you. Clint Black and I are working on some projects. He's working on a new album, and we wrote the title track, America, I'm Still in Love with You. It's so great. If I may brag and say so myself, I can't wait for you to hear this tune. And Clint's working on that right now. And let's see, what else am I working on? Bunch of stuff. Not too awful long ago, I played on an album, John Snyder's latest project. I played with John. What a great singer, what a great guy, John Snyder. And he did my song that I wrote with Merle Haggard, the only thing I ever wrote with Merle Haggard. It's called When I Still Mattered to You. So you might want to check that out. But gosh, I've been writing a bunch. I've been writing a ton. Clint Black and I wrote day before yesterday with our iPads. Before you judge, we've had our iPads out and we're writing with each other. And it was really fun to do it that way. I never had done that. And it was quite a challenge, but it turned out great. We wrote a cool song. So anyway, I've been painting a lot too, and that's taken up my time during all this quarantine stuff. So my buddy Jeff Sen made me a cool guitar that I'm anxious to try out. I don't have it yet. I just got it, so I got to try that out. And so, gosh, staying busy and working on. That's about all the new music, though, I guess. Any other questions?
Yeah,
Karen?
Donna Herron wants to hear a true story behind one of the songs you've written.
Donna Herron. Okay, hi, Donna. A true story. Well, I'm Already Taken is interesting. I did that on the American Songwriter thing behind the mic. I told the story, and a lot of my songs are real stories. They really did happen, and at least partially. That song I wrote up. If you know my song, I'm Already Taken. I've recorded it a couple times, and it was a hit. Finally, after 15 years, we finally redid it in 2000. I believe it was a hit, and which tells me Chet Atkins knew what he was doing. He stayed on that song. He loved that one and didn't want to let it go. But anyway, that song I was in my third grade class, and I really had a crush on this girl. She was in the front of my row, and I remember like a crazy kid, I wrote a note to her and folded it up and sent it. She was two people in front of me, and I sent a note up to her. And I remember she read it, and it said something like, I like you. That's all it said. And then she wrote under it and sent it back, and it said, well, I like so-and-so. I like somebody else. So I went, oh, man. Shot down in the third grade or fourth grade, whatever. And so, anyway, that was a song that I wrote about a crush, years and years ago, and turned in. Then I made up of course, the second half of that song was all fiction. I made it up, and I was 18 when I wrote it, so I certainly didn't know about fatherhood or having a child, and So I think also one of my favorite things that I did, I don't know if that was part of the question, but I did a thing with Brad Paisley called More Than Just This Song. It was on his didn't he have, the album was called Play, yeah, and we did I'm careful with this title. We also did an instrumental that won a Grammy for us, by the way. Thank you, Brad Paisley, and I've been lucky to be in on a couple of those things, and that's definitely one of them. And that song was called Cluster Pluck, and it had everybody that played Telecasters, I think, in the world was on that song. It was so fun, and so that's about it on all that stuff. Any more questions, Karen? Or I'll do one more here, and then I'll do some more music. But I hope you guys are enjoying this craziness here. And let's see, Elger Laura on Instagram asked me, "Are you ever going to play the Florida Keys?" And you know what? My answer, I have a lot of people that always say, "When are you coming to this town? When are you coming back to this town?" My answer to that, to any of those, is I can be had. I'll come anywhere. But, you know, I'm ready to play. You hire me and I'll be coming down there. But I love playing the Keys. I love it down in there. I know it pretty well. I used to come deep sea fishing once a year down around Islamorada, and I really love the Keys. So yeah, I want to come for sure. So please bring me. I'll do something for you now off the path here a little bit. I'm not. Let me tune up again, please, and. Where's my guitar tech when you need him, huh? He's home with his new baby. That's what he's doing. His new little girl named Olive. I think Brad Paisley's watching in tonight, so Brad, don't steal any of my hot licks, man. Come on. Tune this thing for me, would you? I'll do something. One of my favorites of all time was Glenn Campbell, and boy, getting to work with him and having a record out with him and being pals meant the world to me. I really admired him so much, and was honored that they asked me to sing at his service. And my favorite probably, "I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another old load. I hear you singing in the wine, and I can hear you through the wine, and the Wichita lineman, oh, they're still on the line. I need a small vacation, but it doesn't look like rain. And if it snows, that stretch down south won't ever stand the strain. And girl, I need you more than I want you. And girl, I want you for all time. The Wichita lineman, oh, they're still on the line. Girl, I need you more than I want you. Girl, I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman, oh, they're still on the line. Still on the line. Well, nobody does that like Glenn Campbell. Gosh, what a great Jimmy Webb song. And let's see, I read this note today. I had a message, I think on Instagram, from my Uncle Don up in Noblesville, Indiana. And he wanted to hear this song right here, which might be my favorite, one of my very favorites that I do live. People ask me what's my favorites, and I really love The Weekend. I love to do that. But this might be up there with it too. And I remember John Scott Sherrill wrote this song by himself, no less. And Tony Brown played this for me one day. And all my friends say I should leave you alone. You've got a heart like a stone and a wandering eye, and I know that they're right. I can make up my mind not to see you again, but you move through my dreams like the wind. It's no good to pretend that it won't happen again, 'cause it'll happen again. Some fools never learn. Play with the fire and you're gonna get burned. It's only love when you're loved in return. Some fools never learn. Some fools never learn. 'Cause baby, I tried, but I'm just not that strong. Yes, I knew all along, but that's not enough. I was falling in love, and you don't know it, but I came over tonight. There was somebody's car parked outside. Damn my eyes, damn this heart of mine. I drove off into the night. Some fools never learn. Play with the fire and you're gonna get burned. It's only love when you're loved in return. Some fools never learn. Some fools never learn. Somewhere in the city tonight, there's a girl and she's lonely like me. She'll be easy to see, and naturally she'll have that look in her eyes, and she'll be feeling that way. I see it all plain as day. Oh, I'll never be what she wants me to be. Oh, but lucky for me, some fools never learn. You play with the fire and you're gonna get burned. It's only love when you're loved in return. Some fools never learn. Some fools never learn. Some fools never learn. I had to do it, I'm sorry. John Scott Sherrill, thank you for writing that one. My goodness, what a great song. I wish I'd written it. So we got another
I just
Kristen?
want to say one thing. A lot of people are asking for some songs that
Right.
tuned in late, and there
Right.
will be this will be saved as a story on your page
Oh,
for
okay.
24 hours, so they can go back after you get through and listen to it again, because a lot of people want to hear The Weekend, and that was up first. So
Yeah, we did that up top.
you can go hear that after we get done. Just go back to and hit the live story at the top, and
Yeah.
you can listen to it again.
Great. I'm glad you told us that, Karen. Thanks. And I will say this too. We are going to offer 15% off of all of our merchandise all the way through Sunday. So go to the Steve Wariner webpage and check out what we got merch wise. And the portion of the donations of the proceeds are going to go to Second Harvest Food Bank and Music Cares, right?
Yes, to help musicians
to help
that
musicians
are losing
that
their
are-
jobs.
They're losing jobs, and not only from the virus stuff, but from the tornado stuff as well that hit Middle Tennessee, devastated this area. So yeah, go pick up some merchandise. The Steve Wariner webpage, 15% off through Sunday, and gosh. My Uncle Don really likes that small town girl. Some fools never learn. So, Uncle Don, I miss you, and look forward to seeing you real soon. That was for you. I guess I'll do this song for my buddy Roger Kraft. He, that one of my lifelong friends, almost lifelong. We've been friends for so long, and I'll do this for his sweet mama, who's going to be with the Lord, and she was one of my dearest friends. I just thought the world of her. And when I was a kid, I can't tell you how many times that we would stay all night there, and she would look out for us. Was kind of our second mom. So Dorothy, we love you. Is up, time's at hand. There's a stir across the land. So begins another day on life's highway. City streets, down country roads, like a stream the people flow, spread to win and tolls to pay on life's highway. There is hope with every turn, a bridge to build, a bridge to burn. Here's hoping you never go astray on life's highway. We are young, we're old, passing through, then passing on, like the roses bloom and fade on life's highway. Step by step, around and round, never knowing where we're bound, from the cradle to the grave on life's highway. There is hope with every turn, a bridge to build, a bridge to burn. Here's hoping you never go astray on life's highway. Sun is up, time's at hand. There's a stir across the land, and so begins another day on life's highway. Well, I did. Yes, Gary. Yeah. Do you have
Now,
something?
somebody wants to know if Ross is still in New York and how he's doing up there.
That's very, very kind to ask. We have kids and grandkids in New York City. Ross, my youngest son, is in New York City. We have a daughter out in San Francisco area. So two of the epicenters of all this stuff, pretty much in the States here, and they're doing well. They're all sheltered in place, as they say, and they're doing well. Thank you very much for asking. And I was going to say too that I jumped in on part of that Brad Paisley's challenge with he and Tim McGraw and who else was in that? Darius Rucker was in that too. There were several people, and I looked up and Brad was doing my song "What I Didn't Do," which knocked me out. Mike Noble and Wood Newton wrote that, but I had a hit with it, and so I jumped in and I did "Try a Little Kindness." I did that song, Glenn Campbell, which I always have loved that song, and Bobby Austin and who else wrote that? But anyway, great song, and I just was overwhelmed with all the beautiful responses on that, and I think that message is great right now. You know, try a little kindness. It's a good time for everybody to kind of reassess where we are and what's important in our lives and refocus and kind of adjust a little bit. And I know that's certainly what we're all doing. But anyway, that song just kind of drove that home, and I appreciate your words and all of you on that. And Brad was kind too. He chimed in and talked about. He texted me later that night. But anyway, I do want to move on and say too before I go, a big thanks to everybody that's involved with this show. My producer, my wife Karen, who's behind the iPad there, and thank you for all your help on this. And my column Double S, Stephen and Stephanie Bradley, they're wonderful. Our social media team, and they are wonderful. And then Scott Atkins from Atkins Publicity PR, and gosh. That's about it. I want to thank everybody. And before I do leave, I'd like to say also, too, I didn't touch on this earlier, but the Musicians Hall of Fame, that was quite an honor this past year to get to be asked to be a member of that Musicians Hall of Fame. And I want to throw out our thanks to all the voting folks at the hall and tell you when all this craziness is over, you should go visit the Musicians Hall of Fame here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's really a beautiful place. They got so many wonderful exhibits and some cool stuff that you need to see if you love music, if you're a music fan. And my thanks to Joe Chambers and Linda Chambers and all the folks that vote. So anyway, thank you guys for being with us, and we'll hope you'll be with us next Wednesday night at 7 o'clock on Instagram. And just go to the Steve Wariner official page and check it out. It's going to be on Instagram next Wednesday at 7. And we hopefully will get some bugs worked out and do it, maybe iron out a few things. But it's been fun. I hope you guys have had a little bit of fun. And hearing these old, as I told Brad Paisley, these oldie moldy songs. But I love them. They're part of my life. They're who I am, and I love doing them for you. As long as you like hearing them, I'll do them for you. So
send in your questions.
Yeah, send in questions. I'll try to get to as many as I can and try to get those. And thank you guys. Be safe and be healthy. And I love you. And we'll see you down Life's Highway. Take care.